Hey y'all. I know it's so late. Well, it ain't that late, but people have to work tomorrow. So it's late for me to be live streaming on Facebook. But I'm up. So today is really, really special. Today is May 11th, 2016, and it's my baby's birthday. He would have been 8 today, but he passed away. So 8 years later, I'm able to talk about, my experience and getting through it. And I realized that now, well, maybe I'll talk about today first. So 8 years later, today I immediately got up and got dressed and got my life together. Surprisingly, because this time of the year is always bad, especially his birthday. So last year was really good because I graduated last year around his birthday. But yeah, it's always hard. So yeah, he would have been 8 today, and I immediately got up and got my life together, and took care of myself. I had my moment today, but it turned out okay. So the point of this video is I made a blog today. It's called Live, and it's iliveweb.wordpress.com. So please, please, please share it and go on there and read some stuff that I put on there. It's new, so it's nothing big right now, but I just decided to do it because like I said, just right now, 8 years later, I'm able to talk about my experience with losing a child, and that's a really long time. The thing about it is the pain. It never goes away. You never stop feeling like it just happened the day before. And I have another child. Everybody knows my son Christian, but you never stop thinking about your child that passed. You never really get past it. Every time I look at Christian or kids that are his age, I'm always thinking about him and wondering what it would have been like to have him here, or thinking about Christian and what type of big brother he would have been, or how he would have liked having a sibling. So it's always hard. So I was a teen mom, and Christian was 1.5 when I had Cameron. His name was Cameron, and I had him on Mother's Day in 2008, and he passed away the next day shortly after. So my whole life changed completely after that happened. Like, I just remember the words of the doctor who took care of him. She called me on the phone, and well, no, I called her. The nurses rushed in the room and said, you have to go, because he had been transported to a different hospital because he was premature. And so they kept me at the hospital while I gave birth, because I was losing a lot of blood, and he was transported to a trauma hospital where they could take care of him. And so my mom popped up out of nowhere. I don't even know how she knew I had a baby, but she popped up out of nowhere. And I was just trying to rest, but the nurses, they rushed in the room, and they're like, oh, you really got to go now. And as a mom, I don't know why, I just knew what was going on. But I called the doctor, and when I got in the car, and I said, so what happened? What's going on? And she just said, the baby expired. Those were her words. And let me tell you, that played in my head for a long time, many, many years. The baby expired. So today is not in my nightmares as much anymore. But hearing those words and going to see him and getting a chance to hold him, and he not be alive, like, I left my own body, and I've been a different person ever since. You don't get a chance to be the person that you were before you lose a child, unfortunately. So my life since then has been learning who I am now, honestly. learning how to live my life now, learning how to mend my own heart and just deal with myself. It's changed me in good ways and in bad ways. Like, I'm extremely overprotective now of Christian, because I've seen, one of my children, pass away. But it's also made me more grateful, for everyday life and every moment that I have with my son now. It's hard, but I will say this, like, I had Christian when I was 17, and I had the option of abortion. But for some reason, and I don't know what this reason was, but I just kept thinking, I'm like, I can't do it because I feel like this child is supposed to save my life. And I was only a kid, and I don't know why I thought that, but it turned out to be true. When I had my second child, I didn't have, living, it just didn't seem like a good thing to me, and I was on my way out. Like, I wanted to go. And so the day that I finally decided that I was leaving, that I was going to commit suicide, I heard this voice, and I'm so not crazy, but I heard this voice, and I was arguing with the voice or myself, but the voice said, well, you love Cameron. And I yelled back, yes, I love Cameron. And then it said, well, you love Christian too, and Christian deserves a mom. And I stopped that day. So what I was thinking, 17-year-old me, turned out to be true. Christian did deserve a mom, and that little baby boy did save my life. So I started Live, my little blog, to encourage others who've experienced child loss, because it's a pain like no other. And it's hard every day to try to figure out reasons to want to still live and enjoy life. So I think that by sharing my experience and what I do to get through it, and how I cope, I think it will help others. Hopefully it will save some lives, because understandably so, you don't really have too much pleasure in life after you lose a child. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with everybody. Please share my video and my blog site, or with people who you think would benefit from it, because I definitely want to try to reach those people. This is definitely for my son, because I know that his life had a meaning, even though it was really short. I know it had a meaning, and just like with Christian, just like how he saved my life, but just by existing, I know that telling this story, and I know I only scratched the surface today with telling that story, and there's a whole lot more to it, and I will get in depth about it later, but I'm doing my best today. I'm up. Geez, I'm extremely heartbroken, but I'm sharing my story, and I'm so proud of myself and my son. So thank you, everybody who's listening. And I gotta go because I'm the biggest crybaby on earth. So thank you all. Talk to y'all later. Bye.